which I know you guys can't use yet, but you can do stinger courses as soon as you finish your pack shifts.
Patrol Oscar November 39.
You can do a stinger course.
Did you see that?
Turn around.
Yeah, Any of these happening tonight?
Where is it?
It went straight ahead.
Oh, is it that one in the distance? This one?
Yeah.
Jump out and get the keys out the engine. Get the keys out.
What the fuck, bro? Whoa, yo, chill, man, chill. You got it. What's going on?
Stand by. Can I get
Just watch out, everyone. Leave the car there, mate. I'll just put it behind it.
Oh, it's not in the car, it's on my person.
Okay, so can you please round your driver's
No, I don't. I've got my name, I don't have my driver's license.
Okay, what's your name? Let's start with that.
Jackson.
Jackson.
Now, why am I even give you
Someone
my
want
name?
to grab a
anyway,
tablet out,
Why
start
am I
running
even give
this
you my
through.
name? You don't have to give you my name.
You do.
No, I don't, you haven't arrested me.
You do. I'm session 164
917.
Garage Traffic Act. You will try to give me your driver's license.
Well, what section is
Find your
that?
driver's
Avenue
license.
under the
Session 164 of Garage Traffic Act, my friend.
What is that? Well, I don't know what that is, but you're speaking like
Basically,
piggy to me, bro. You gotta speak to me like English.
You need to give me
Yankee
your
Alpha
driver's
19
license.
Hotel Lima Zulu.
I have to, did he say?
You have to, yes.
Of course we
Fuck, man. Well, I don't have my driver's license, bro. Like, I don't know what the fuck's gonna happen now, innit?
Okay, then what's
I've
your
got my
name?
name if you want that. I ain't going to driver's
Yeah,
license.
your name
no.
will do.
What?
Your name will do.
My name will do sound, yeah. Well, Jackson then is, isn't it?
Jackson what?
Jackson Scott, bro. Why are we doing this in the
And your
middle of a
date of
fucking island? What?
And your date of birth.
My date? Why? You said you need my name, not my whole. You know.
Well,
You want my national insurance number as well, bro? Like, what the fuck?
and your date of birth, I can run to confirm that you're
Okay.
driving this
12
vehicle.
12 February 2002.
Cool. Chloe, did you get that?
Yeah. No, I didn't hear that.
Right, do you mind
Are
if
you
I
still
repeat
dealing
so my
with
colleague can,
AMPR?
12th of February
No,
2002.
it says, can we get cleared off that and stop?
Bro, you man go watch how you're fucking going though, bro. Like, you man just park in front of me and shit.
You said your first name
Yeah,
is
hold
Scott,
on.
right?
Yeah, no, Jackson. Scott's my second name.
Have you ever heard of something called the caution plus 3?
Talk to me, boss.
No, I'm talking to them, mate, don't worry. So the caution plus 3 is what you can say to people when you're not arresting them, but you are going to question them about an offence. So the caution plus 3 is the caution, which you just said, and then what you're going to say is 3 things. So you're not under arrest, you're not obliged to stay with me, and you can leave at any time. However, if you choose to leave, you'll force me to deal with this in a different manner, which may result in you being arrested. So what I suggest you do is stay here whilst we deal with it, and then you'll be on your way. Okay? Does that make sense what I've just said, mate?
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Does
I
that...
hear so many beeps, bro. What the fuck?
It's just our body cams, don't worry.
Just
Just leave your... No, just leave it for a minute, mate. You get it. Get it
What
shortly.
the fuck, man?
Are you aware your driving license is disqualified?
Now, is it?
Yes, it is.
Since when?
I don't know. I'm just asking if you're aware if it's disqualified. Yeah.
I'm not, no, that's news to me, man.
Have you been to court?
I've not been caught, no, bro.
I think that's
Well-
probably not true. You can't be disqualified without going to court. So, have you been to court? Let's be honest.
Well, depends when it is. Like,
Have you been to court? Yes or no?
I've been caught, yeah.
Right. Okay. So you do know you're disqualified.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
I'm sorry, man.
If you're honest with us, we can deal with it in a certain way.
I'm just trying to come back from work, bro. I've got like all my work shit on me yet still.
Okay, no worries. So disqualified driving is a crime, so it can't be dealt with by traffic offence. Now, the best way that I think we can deal with this is, well, we've got a couple of options. So we can arrest for it. Can arrest someone for disqualified driving. That is, if we arrest somebody now, we've got to. I mean, you're not going to be able to hand it over to anyone else. So interview them. You've got to put the job together, send it to the CPS to be dealt with.
Yeah.
There's an easier way of dealing with it, and there's actually 2 easy ways of dealing with it. The first one is you can wait. The first one is something called, it's only my radio, don't worry. The first one is that contempt note interview that I told you about earlier.
Yeah.
So a roadside interview. and then the second one is we go back to the police station and we do an interview at the police station, a voluntary attendance interview. I think the best one in this circumstance is a roadside interview. So what we'll do is, because you've never done one before, I'll do that now. You guys can watch it and see what happens. I'd prefer it if you didn't, mate.
Bro, come on, man. Like,
Just pop your phone on silent for me, mate. We're not arresting you, but
bro, if I miss it,
okay, just answer it and tell it'll be a couple of minutes.
hello.
Just stay here, stay here, stay here, stay here, stay here.
I'm here, boss. I'm here. Yeah, I'll give you a call back later.
What did you say, mate?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. As I say, I'll give you a call back later. Alright, bye. Very much.
Okay. Just come to the side of this police van over here, mate. We're going to do something called a contempt note interview.
Do you want me to get, are we going to get a recovery for his vehicle?
We are, yeah. Why are we going to recover it?
There's no other named insured drivers.
Oh, come on, man.
He's got disqualified license.
I'm not gonna get home, bro.
Yeah, so because he's disqualified, he can't hold an insurance policy, so we're seizing it under section 165 and 165A. Right. Come and listen to this then. So, what's your first name, young man?
I've already told you stuff, bro.
I know, but I'm asking you because I didn't hear.
Oh, Jackson.
Jackson, right, Jackson. My name's Dom, Chief Inspector. We're going to do a roadside interview with you to avoid you getting arrested. I presume that's what you prefer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Definitely.
The first thing I have to ask you though is if we're doing this roadside interview, do you want a solicitor?
Do I need one?
It's an absolute offence, so you've either done it or you haven't. So I would argue not, but I can't tell you that.
I'm gonna have to get fucking. Well, you man telling me I'm gonna get my car recovered anyway. So
That's going to be recovered, yeah. But basically, if we can do this here, you'll be on your way from here rather than having to go to custody.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Let me just grab a tablet out of the van. There we go. Okay, so the things to remember when you're interviewing somebody are the points to prove for the offence. And the points to prove for disqualified driving are drove a vehicle on a public road whilst disqualified. Okay, so that's what we need to prove. Now I'm going to tell you a couple of things, Jackson. Okay, it's being recorded on body 1 video, and I'm also making a note of the responses to your question, the question I'm going to ask you. Okay.
That's fine.
This interview is being recorded, and it may be the recording of this interview may be taken to court as evidence should the case come to trial. I'm investigating an offence of disqualified driving contrary to the Road Traffic Act. I'd say that you don't have to say anything but in member defence. Fail to mention when questioned something later on in court. Anything that you do say can be used in evidence. Do you understand that?
Yeah, that's fine.
Just to clarify, you fully understand that I'll make a note of your responses and they could be used as evidence.
Yeah, that's fine, boss. Yeah.
Okie doke. And the first thing I'm going to ask you is, the time now is 11 minutes past 2 in the morning on Friday the 21st of July. Now, approximately 20 minutes ago, so about 10 to 2, we were travelling along Davis Avenue, I believe it was, and we witnessed a black BMW X5 which had the registration mark Yankee Alpha 19 Hotel Lima Zulu. Do you know whose car that is?
You asking me?
I am, yeah.
It's my car.
It's your car. Does anybody else have access to that vehicle?
My missus.
Okay, where was your missus?
As in, what do you mean access, like to the keys?
To drive it, yeah.
No, she hasn't got like, well, insurance and stuff, no.
Okay. And who has the set of keys?
I have the set of keys.
Okay, no worries. And at that time, were you driving the vehicle?
I was driving the vehicle.
Okay, no worries. After we stopped you, we did some checks, and it showed that you're a disqualified driver, so you've previously been to court for a driving offence and they've decided to take your licence off you for a defined period of time. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Were you aware of that fact when you drove?
I was, yeah.
Okay, no worries. And so to clarify, on the 21st of July 2023, between 1:30 and 2:30 in the morning, you were driving the BMW X5 Yankee Alpha 19 Hotel Lima Zulu in full knowledge of your disqualification from driving.
Yes, sir.
Okay, no worries. Is there any specific reason that you were driving?
To come back from work.
No worries. I have no further questions for you. I think that's established everything. It's nice and simple, this is. Do you have anything else you want to ask me?
I do not mean no.
Okay, no worries. The car's going to be recovered under the Road Traffic Act because it's not got any insurance. This file will be submitted to the Crown Prosecution Service and you'll be summoned to court via a letter. Other than that, have you got the keys to the car? Are they in it?
No, that lady's got it. That lady officer,
Okay.
she's my wife. She's got it.
No problem. And I think that's everything. So the last thing I have to say to you is you don't have to say anything, but it may harm your defence if you fail to mention now something you later align in court. Anything you do say can be used in evidence. And
Hey, that boss saying anything to say to you, man. It's fine.
spot on. That is the end of the interview. It's really simple, that is. You'll be on your way now. We've got your address. The car will be coming with us. Is there anything you need out of the car?
No, I've got nothing more. I've got my jacket in there, but that can stay in there. I don't really need it. It's just my jacket for my bullet suit.
Okie dokes. And yeah, that's it then, mate. You can get going. Alright, cheers, pal.
And a bit, mate.
Lovely. So, what I did there was I established the points to prove for the offence, and then I just asked him outright, did you do any of those things, and he admitted all of them. So, I'm confident now. What you have to do is something called anticipate a plea. So when you go to court, you have to anticipate whether a person is going to plead guilty or plead not guilty. Now, he's admitted it all, so I'm confident that he's going to plead guilty. So what I can do now is go back, do something called a guilty anticipated plea file, which is really simple, send it off, and he'll get summons to court. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Cool. We've lost. Hello, mate.
Right, does the vehicle drive?
It does, yeah, we've got keys as well.
Lovely. Can I pinch them and I'll...
You can, my colleague's got them, she'll pass you them over.
Lovely, thank you. Is it forensic lift or...
No, just normal, mate.
Just not one, lovely, that's fine. I'll get it loaded up.
All